You'll say, these dogs are just a worry. It would be wise to hurry and try to move them on. You'll say, opportunities lie before us, a chance to flourish for us. But one thing first we must do. And I said, what about breakfast and burglars? She said, absolutely. What would you like? And as I recall, quick chance for a magnificent egg dish. And I said, what plant-based options have you got? A high chair and a children's menu procured for Danforth. Chicken nuggets are explained and made for him to scoff. With our breakfast banter, our house begins to tire. We announce our intent here in Dice and Desire. If you know of any opportunities, or if anyone could do with the services of men such as us, then please be sure to point us in the right direction.
Oh, well, you say, did you say that you were potentially looking to if you're looking to earn some money, you might want to check the notice board. There's often opportunities there.
Okay, where would I find this notice board?
The notice board, it's outside the Lord Protector's tower. Just a sort of, and she sort of points in a direction, sort of back towards where the market square would have been, that you recall coming from. Back there, that's where you'll find some, the notice board will obviously give you some idea of some of the things going on in town, some events, potentially some people that need some help. We often, it's a bit of a, our town is the sort that tries to help each other out, and if anyone's got a bit of a sticky wicket, then we try to, sticky wicket is obviously a phrase we use in this town because we all know about cricket. But if you go to the notice board, there'll be something there. And while you're there, you might want to pop in with the Lord Protector herself and make sure that she's aware of you here. Last thing you want to be doing is getting in trouble.
That's a very good idea.
And, not to have spoken to her.
You say that cricket's very popular in the town.
It was more of a sort of metagame thing that Nathan was saying rather than the character.
No, let's go with it. So, do you play the standard 11 man variant, or do you play tribal fives?
Ooh, 11 man.
Tribal threes. We tend to play
tribal threes.
Yeah, one bowling and two catching. Okay,
so I think one thing that I would like to do, we've been looking for some, as much as we're serious men and we're adventurers, if you why not you put the word out, get the town's 3 best against our 3 best. Let's have a bit of sport. Maybe not tonight. Let's save that for I don't know. 2 weeks' time to give the voice in the sky a time to make up some cricket in Dungeons and Dragons mechanics.
And sorry, did you say it was 1 bowler and 2 catchers?
That's right.
No batsmen.
And two batsmen with 1 spare.
Tribal threes, Quinch. It's the classic.
Yeah, you wouldn't pitch and bat at the same time. It'd be a bit of a shit game.
No, you wouldn't bowl and bat either.
But... Oh, what did I say?
Sounds like a wonderful idea.
Pitch. Whatever. I don't play cricket.
Urgler raises her eyebrows and says, I know just the people that will be willing to play this. And she gets the pad that she wrote down the chicken nuggies, and underneath chicken nuggies she writes cricket ?
Are we going to be playing against the 3 dogs?
Tribal threes ? And then some other words that you don't know.
Nice.
That's wonderful. So I would suggest that you have a chat with Dorathra. She's the Lord Protector around here. Are you looking for anything else in town? Anything else that you wish to do?
I'd like to find a blacksmith, if there is one.
A blacksmith? Yeah, there's a couple of blacksmiths you could talk to. In fact, you could speak to
Aldernath or Fohammer.
Oh.
Yeah.
I see we've already researched what's around.
Yeah.
No. There's yes. Aldernath. Yeah, it's an interesting one about Aldernath. He actually closed up shop last year.
Oh.
And actually his shop's been bought out by his apprentice, a young woman by the name of Dunkel.
Oh.
An actual Dunkel.
Harriet Dunkel.
What's her specialism? What's her specialism?
She specialises in armour, I believe.
Blacksmithery.
Oh. Imagine
She's
spunking all your gold on Teddy armour in the last town and then finding out there's a Dunkel in this town. How gutted would you be?
She's not related to the famous Dunkel brothers, is she?
I don't know any other Dunkels.
Oh my god.
And as you also suggested there's also Gelrin Fohammer. He's got his forge over the just opposite.
Yeah, like I'm going to go to anyone else now that there's a Dunkel.
Well, I mean, it's worth noting that Gelrin is a royal armourer. He has fantastic armour, weapons, and armour there.
Is there anywhere somewhere someone might acquire something a bit unique? A trader of rare and unusual finds.
It depends on what you're talking about. I mean, obviously, it's worth noting, as
Big
I say.
cool fucking weapons.
Right. I mean,
Fohammers
Fohammers and Dunkel Arms will both give you fantastic weapons and armour. If you want anything else, I would suggest talking to Narth over at the Lion's Share trade post. They should be able to help you out with anything else, really.
I'm so excited.
But I mean, if I sort of just read between your lines, you're asking, and she sort of looks around. Are you asking about sort of things with magical properties?
Oh, you are reading perfectly between the lines.
Yeah, I'm not sure you're going to find anything like that in town, I'm afraid.
Right. Well, we've got to get going. Plenty to do. Lots of shopping to do. Can I get
probably
Go on.
probably wait and have our breakfast, or
I mean, whilst these guys eat their free breakfast, and I have my porridge that's probably not worth the silver piece. Can I get my gold, and can you get these dogs away from our table? They're starting to smell.
She says, yeah, wonderful. Is there anything else before I go and get the gold? And I suspect your food is now ready.
Quinch gets up and just says, yes, I just want to have a quick word with you to one side. And just if she is agreeing, you just like to take her to one side.
Okay.
Oh, this is definitely going to be bad.
So I don't want to say in front of the guys because they think I'm losing my mind. But last night I heard some music, and I couldn't tell where it was coming from, even when I opened the window. Would you happen to know anything about that, or does that sound more like a Quinch problem?
Sorry, what's a quinch?
Sorry, I'm Quinch, the bringer of omens.
Right. Okay. I did understand what I didn't understand what a quinch was.
That's me. I'm Quinch, the bringer of omens.
Excellent. I mean, what time was this? Was this in the middle of the night?
I don't remember exactly what time it was. It was. In fact, I can't even remember if it was before I went to bed or when I got. No, it was before I went to bed or during the night, because then I got my friend Dweezil, Songs of the Sword Coast to.
So I remember you came here last night, sort of late evening. We got you up into your room. I remember seeing you leave. I remember seeing you coming back quite late.
Yes.
I'm not aware of anybody in this town that would be playing music.
Okay.
Certainly no, that would have been. I suspect that would have been out of hours for a lot of our inns in town to be still playing music at that time.
I wondered if you had like a small fiddleman playing a music box living inside the walls, but obviously that sounds a little bit implausible.
No, there's certainly there was nobody fiddling in our establishment last night.
Okay, thank you for your help. I look forward to the Egg Supreme.
and she scuttles off, and she comes back with 5 breakfasts, puts them down in the respective places, and also a little a baggie of 100 gold pieces for Krill, and puts it in front and says to you, "Are we in agreement then? Am I allowed to take my dogs back and forget about this whole event?"
Yeah, get them out of my sight. They're awful.
Fuck.
And then she
Do you
sort of puts
have a health inspector in this town? Might not be too happy about dogs in a dining room. That's a bit weird, isn't it?
I don't know why you're threatening the person we're staying with, but carry on, old
I was
chap.
going to say, someone's food is definitely getting spat in, isn't it?
Why, you guys probably.
Ursula walks off, ignoring your question essentially, and heads towards the kitchen. And as she sort of gets to the door, she puts the fingers up to her mouth and does a big whistle. The dogs come bounding after her, and they go into the kitchen, and they will probably never be seen again. And it was a mistake that they were ever featured in words.
What's your breakfast, Dabov?
Nuggies.
They did it.
For breakfast, I just remembered that's a breakfast you've ordered.
Nuggies are an anytime meal.
As you look down, actually, at your meals, Greg's got his 3 coffees wherever he may be. He seems to have disappeared. The 2 porridge supremes look enticing and a savoury porridge like you've never seen before. Then we've got the egg supreme in front of Quinch. Davov, can you roll me an investigation check?
Whereas I forgot to say that they were cooked, didn't I?
Oh no!
Investigation. I've rolled a 2.
Okay.
Oh,
no,
plus
someone's
6.
getting salmonella.
8.
Okay. That's unfortunately not enough. As you lift the first nuggie to your mouth, you give a little sniff. It smells about right. It smells about what you're expecting, and you bite into it. And as you bite, you just feel something quite hard.
They are good.
And you pull on it, and as you pull on it, a very small feather comes out.
Brilliant.
But the rest of that nugget is perfect, as is the rest of the nuggies. It was just that one small little feather that they managed to...
I look back to the kitchen and say, "Oh, I see you are men of culture." I too like my my nuggies with the feathers still on.
You never said to pluck the chicken, so...
Oh, that was very much intentional. I did think about saying pluck it, but I thought, you know what? McDonald's probably don't, so it's all good.
Now that's what I call a happy meal.
Davil just sits there, kind of just squirming to himself, really happy, just eating his nuggies.
Right, guys, are we interested in shopping first, or doing a job for someone first?
If we're wanting to get some gold together, it would be wise for us maybe to explore the town and see what opportunities there are for us to earn some coin.
Could we? I know you mentioned before about the opportunity to clear out some rodents. Since the last time we fought rodents, I feel significantly better equipped. I think that could be something we could get over and done with rather quickly if we all went together.
How about we go to the Lord Protector's tower and we speak to this Darathra, let her know that we're in town. We don't want, a party such as ours is bound to bring eyes, and where eyes are, there are bound to be words. We don't want people to feel that we're any kind of threat to the town. So if we speak to this Darathra, and then we can maybe she can point us in the direction of the West Caravan Campground, and we can go and play Splat the Rat if you want, Krill.
Absolutely.
Splat the Rat.
Are we all in agreement?
Beautiful.
We go to the town protector lord person.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Krill has finished his porridge.
Okay, so you all finish your respective meals. They were all nice. The Supremes were great. The various coffees were fantastic and buzzing for Gregor. And the nuggies were just
I get used to that. I'm ordering them wherever we go. Hope you like saying nuggies.
Well, will they always be as fantastic as that? You leave the North Shield house. Do you have all of your equipment and whatnot with you?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And you head back towards the town square, which is where Urgula suggested that you'd be able to find the tower. And you head back through town. You head up to the town square, and you remember now once you're here. Obviously, it's now a bit more, quite a lot more lively than it was last night. You arrived fairly late in the evening. It was a relatively quiet part of town, but this morning there's various horses and carts leading off everywhere, north, south, east, west. There's people milling about. You sort of take in the view of this town, which is, as I say, it's quite large in scope, but the buildings are not necessarily big. You'd probably think that this is maybe a slightly bigger town than Anfale in terms of like the width and breadth of the entire town, but in terms of the stature of the buildings, this is a bit smaller. This is not quite as advanced a town as Anfale was. And but the one thing that does strike you and stand out is this tower in the middle of the square, which sort of sits about is 3 stories high. A sort of fairly, although it's tall, it's still quite squat in its stature. But nonetheless, in this town, it's relatively impressive. And you see the notice board that last night you'd picked at and taken all of the notices from, right next door to it. And you head to the town?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. This is a public building. Doors are pretty much open, and you walk in. And as you walk in, it's relatively, it's a nice, clean atmosphere here. It's well kept. This is, as I say, the Lord Protector's town. This is the ruler of Tribor, if you will, and she seems to run a fairly tight ship. And you walk in, and it's got that sort of like official feel about it. It's a lot more formal in here than say the North Shield house, and there's sort of there's seats everywhere for people to potentially wait, and there's sort of a desk as you walk in, and a young girl sat behind it, and she says, "Hello there, how can I help you?"
Hello, what's your name?
Glad you asked. Maria.
Hello, Maria. My name's Dweezil Vanzaphir. How are you today?
I'm fantastic. How are you?
I'm very well. How are you?
I'm fantastic. How are you? No, that's not it. That's not this. Her name's not Sephiros.
I'm here to see Dorathra.
Oh, excellent. Do you have an appointment with Dorathra?
I imagine so.
Right. Okay. I'm afraid she's. I mean, if you do, you what? So you say your name's Dweezil. Let me have a look at the book. And she looks and she says, "Well, I can't see a name Dweezil. I mean, she is booked up for quite a significant."
I have a look down at the page. Are there any names that begin with a D?
Can you roll me a perception, please?
Of course I can, Nathan. That is a 13.
A 13. No. There are no names beginning with D. But
Quinch whispers in Dweezil's ear, "What about C for Circus?"
I just point to a name and I go, "Oh, what's that name there?"
That name? Glad you asked. I'm glad that we're asked lots and lots of names today. That name is Chasluth. I get.
Did someone say my name?
I thought you booked the appointment in my name, Chasluth.
I'm sorry. I just put my name down.
Right. You're Chasluth?
That's what I said.
Yes, this is Chasluth.
I'm
yes.
really hoping this appointment is for like right now. Otherwise, we're going to be hit back here in 3 days.
You seem to be 2 weeks early. Excellent. No, by sheer coincidence, that appears to be the person who is due to meet due to meet her ladyship any moment now. I don't know why her ladyship, she's not a lady.
Quinch goes to just guard the door in case the real Chancellor turns up.
Yeah, so did you want to... She's up on the top floor. Did you want to go and head up and see her?
Yes, please.
Dweezil's my secretary. Dweezil, if you lead the way, I'll just follow behind. The rest of the entourage, are you coming with, or are you sticking about down here?
It's not a very good secretary if you had to book the appointment. In your own name.
Quinch just checks that there's no one coming.
There's not anyone coming, no.
And he joins them as
I'll
well.
go up as well.
So you head up to the... she says, yes, she's Dweezil is up on the top floor. She's got someone in with her at the moment, but if you just wait outside, there's a few chairs, so if you just go and have a seat outside her office, and she'll have you in a jiffy, I'm sure.
Okay,
Thank
so we head up
you.
the stairs.
What was her name? What was her name?
Maria.
Thank you, Maria.
Yep. Let's hope that she becomes just as inconsequential as all the other names I'm just pulling out. And you head upstairs, and you get to the top of you pass the first floor, you get up to the second floor, and that's how going upstairs works. And you get to an official door which has a little placard on it saying Lord Protector. And as she said, there's a few chairs. There's only 3 chairs though, so two of you will have to stand.
I'm not sitting down. So I knock on the door just to kind of, and then I open it. What do I see?
As you open it, you see a woman sat at the sort of not right at the back of the room, but sort of directly in front of you, as far away as possible. And stood in front of her are a couple of men.
Yep.
Who are just as you open the door, you can feel that there's a tension in the room.
Yep.
Clearly, whatever conversation is going on here is unpleasant. Yeah.
Did they turn to look at me?
Yeah, so they sort of the conversation stops. You don't hear any of the conversation. You just hear it sort of stop, and the guys just sort of look round at you, look back at Dweezil, and they say, "We'll just have this conversation." They basically say, "We'll talk about this another time," and they go storming out. You notice that the two men sort of like walk towards you. They storm out of the room, sort of barging past you.
Whoa.
No, not rudely, not like sort of like angry.
It's not dissonant whispers time, then, is it?
No. This is more just paying you no attention, shall we say? They're not sort of like barging you about the room.
Can Dabov intentionally stand in their way and just like bump into them as if like purely by coincidence, but I would like to pickpocket them.
Okay,
Lad,
okay,
good lad.
We haven't. This isn't Tyrrell's in Kent.
No.
Yeah, did they look like official people, or do they look like someone that's maybe not working for her?
No. So, as the men look sort of farmhandy, sort of like, for want of a better, more politically correct word, they look like men. Do you know what I mean? They look sort
like
of
bumpkins.
They look like they've been working on doing a physical job all their life. They're sort of middle-aged, but the younger side of middle-aged. And yeah, just quite gruff, but not like mean or anything like that. They just look very much like,
okay,
for want of a better word, men.
I'm still going to pickpocket them.
Oh, that's fine. Okay, sleight of hand, please.
Sleight of hand. That's 16.
You manage to pilfer 2 gold pieces out of one of their pockets.
Oh, nice.
It's worth doing.
Yep, I was hoping for something that I could use to bargain with the lady, but never mind.
Okay. I assume Dweezil's not going to fight these people just for no reason, really, is he?
It'd be terribly out of character for him, wouldn't it? Just to pick a fight.
Yeah, it's not like they beat him in a bard competition or anything, so...
No. Or just announced who beat him. Turning back to the room, you see the woman sat still behind her table, fairly sort of like straight faced. You wouldn't imagine that you can't see any anger on her face. Let's put it that way. I wouldn't say cold by any means, but she sort of looks just stony faced, just sort of like poker faced, I guess is probably the term I'm looking for. She's a little bit younger than them. She's probably in her sort of early to mid 40s, I'd guess. Looking a little bit more formal again. This is the Lord Protector, but like I say, this town is a bit rough and ready anyway, so it's not like she's sort of on full garb by any means. She just looks a little bit more well presented. And she calls and says, well, you've walked in now, so can I help?
I give her a winning smile, and I do a little spin as I enter the room, and then as I'm making my way towards her, I'm just kind of finger gunning all the way over. I go, you.
Isn't that what Jimmy Carr does at the beginning of 8 out of 10 Cats? You Jimmy Carr.
Can I have a charisma check, I guess?
Just a flat charisma check.
Yeah, flat charisma.
That is a 23.
23. She smiles.
Of course she does.
She doesn't, but not in a just a like she's not. You've not just suddenly like made a new best friend by any means, but she sort of warmth suddenly gets to her face of just like, okay, you're not the same as the people that have just exited the room. Let's put on our best face and sort of start afresh, sort of that sort of attitude. And she says, how can I help? My name is Darathra Shendril. I'm the Lord Protector. I don't recognise you. And how can I help?
Dweezil says, D to the A to D-A-R D to the A to the R-A-T-H-R-A in the place to be. Am I right? My name is Dweezil Vanzaphir. I'm here with my friends. We're new to Tribor. We came into town last night and we wanted to speak to you as the de facto ruler, the top brass, as it were, of the town. Just to let you know that we're in town. I think it's only right and fair that when people come to visit, we pay deference to the person who's in charge. Yes, we just wanted to come and meet you, give you an opportunity to meet us. Blue sky it, see what we've got to talk about. How are you doing? I'm Dweezil, by the way. What was your name again? Darathra. Yes, I spelled it before.
Yeah, I can see why you'd forget that. It's not like you spelled it out or anything.
She looks at you up and down, just sort of like appraising you more than like not in a rude way by any means. She looks up and down and goes, "You're a bard, aren't you?"
Yeah, I am. How could you tell?
Well, it's probably the little ditty that you started there, spelling my name. That was a nice little touch. I think you've got some skills, and I like what you're doing. I'm a fair woman that looks after this town, and I as you said, it's the fact that you've come and seen me to present yourself. That shows a lot of spirit. Not trying to lurk in the shadows.
Correct.
And I like the cut of your jib, young man.
Thank you.
Dweezil, she seems impressed with your musicry. Why don't you show her your banjo string?
Aww. For fuck's sake.
Can I introduce you my friends and companions? We have my friend Gregor Wallows, one of the finest sorcerers in all of Faerun. We have Krill, the Krill Tzula. I'm sure you've heard of him. Tales of his renown spread far and wide. I have my friend Quinch, the bringer of omens. Well, he brings omens on the weekends. During the week, he actually works for a white goods seller. He's the Quinch, the bringer of ovens. And this is my friend Derek. He kind of comes along with us and carries our bags. Just looks after things for us. He's essentially like a small butler.
Not wanting to be outdone, Dabov does a backflip.
Can I have a dexterity?
Dexterity.
Can I have a dexterity, please? No, an acrobatics.
Glad you said acrobatics. Fuck me, I rolled a natural 1. Which, if it helps, it averages out to a 7, but it's still a natural 1.
I love that this is following no dialogue from you.
This is Derek.
And also being presented as basically a butler, and the butler's first task is to do a backflip.
I'd not even do a backflip, just attempt.
No, hang on a second. Now let me tell you what happens, Derek. You're last through the door, and the door is still open. You manage to do the backflip.
Really?
But you just ever so slightly miss the landing, and as your feet come down, you basically hit the ground. But then you sort of like your center of gravity is just a little bit too much behind you, and so you hit the ground with your feet, and then you sort of like just rock backwards and basically go tumbling back through the door into the waiting reception room.
Can I come back into the room and just lean on the door, just like casually, as if nothing happened?
But if you succeed on another acrobatics roll, I'll allow you to style it out so that you basically do a back roll, and you sort of like just do that little jump back up.
Okay.
Oh, please be another critical miss.
I've rolled 9 plus 6, 15.
You do the roll and you hit the wall on the back of the room. Not taking any damage, but you just sort of like you're just sort of sat there like almost like
as I sort of return to
doll.
my feet. Can I produce one nuggie and like offer it to the lady?
One nuggie to the lady.
Yes.
Christ,
as if to say, "Here's my opening gift."
What a fantastic album title that would be. You may. And having never seen a nuggie before, she's curious. She sort of like frowns at the gift that you're presenting her, and sort of beckons you forward.
I present her with a nuggie, and insist that she tries it.
Oh, please do it like you're offering her a ring, like on one knee. You just hold it out in front of me.
I think after that fumble, I don't think I can stand on 2 legs, so I don't think I've got a choice.
Sorry, what is this? I mean, first of all, I'm not even going to embarrass you by talking about what happened just before that. But what? Sorry, what are you presenting me?
I just like with as much charisma as I can muster after a failed backflip, just say it's the taste of the future.
Okay. What's it called?
It is a nuggie, my fair lady.
Right. And where did you get this from? Did you make this?
I instructed someone on how to make it. It was made by an actual chef, presumably with a big hammer. From
within Tribal?
Yes. Was it North Shield House we were staying in?
Okie dokie. They are supposed to run new menu items by me. For trade purposes. I will have a word with Ergler about that.
I would try it
just
first.
try it though. Yeah, no, absolutely. This is more just red tape than anything. And she puts in she pops the nuggie in her mouth, and after a couple of chews, you see like a little gentle nod, like, okay, this is something. This is
fucking stupid, is what it is.
But because of the eggs and the excitement of Dabov backflipping and styling it out, Quinch has farted and tried to make it silent.
Excellent.
Can I have a performance roll, please?
Sleight of anus.
14.
A what?
14.
It's
Is it just like white noise where you can tell there's something there but you don't quite know what it is?
It's like a whistle.
It's silent until the very end where there's just a little...
Where it sounds like it's asking a question. Is it one of those ones? It kind of just goes at the end.
I'm playing for 2 hours. Right. So yes, that happens. There's no smell though, but there is just the ever so, as Devil puts it, a question at the end of the fart.
That fart came with a question mark. But as she tries the nuggie and looks impressed, I'm just going to say, remember to ask for Dabov's chicken nuggies next time you're in.
Can you imagine
Shield.
just being in your office, in walks some guy that raps your name, introduces this group, whenever there's a backflip, falls over and offers you a chicken nugget, and the other one just stands there, farts, and the other two are just stood there ominously.
And asks you a question via a fart.
Wait, I feel like, Greg, we need to do something to add to this chaos.
And let's bear in mind, this is the most professional person we've met during the campaign.
Yeah, the entire campaign. Fucking hell. Right.
Oh god.
Let's get this back on board. Right. Dweezil swallowing the last little mouthful of nuggie. Sort of somewhat finger guns Derek, and sort of just gives like a little wagging finger of I like this. Turns back to Dweezil and says, first of all, she turns to Quinch and says, yes, in answer to your question.
Quinch blushes.
Devon does another back.
Right. Dweezil. Dweezil says, as I said, thank you very much for coming and seeing me. Is there anything in particular you're looking to do while you're in town? We're not an overly formal town, but obviously I would like to know if there's any particular plans that could, a well-run town and don't have too much crime or anything like that. It would be just nice to make sure that you're not going to be annoying any of the patrons, or if there's anything in particular you're looking to do while you're in town. Are you looking to?
Well, we're going to visit some of the local traders. We're hoping to. We've heard that you have a Dunkel in Tribor.
Yes, Harriet. She's an apprentice of old enough, but she's taken over the shop fairly recently. But she's a wonderful smithy.
So we're very much hoping to go and visit her and some of the other traders in the town. And we did notice the notice board. I assume that's why they call it a notice board, because you notice it.
And it's also a board.
It is, yeah. It's a perfect name. And we noticed that there are a few issues in the town. A couple of missing people. Some people who are in need of some assistance. And we thought that we might endear ourselves to the townsfolk and perhaps fill our purses somewhat by helping out. It's we've been on the road for a long time. We're in need of settle a bit of settled time in a place, and the opportunity to recharge our batteries and our purses. Don't know what batteries are. But we're here. I did notice. I've got one question to you. I noticed that there's a sign on the notice board for the Tribor Travellers, the transport company.
Yes. Earlham and his group. Yes, they.
Yeah. What can you tell me about Earlham and his group?
Thank you so much for listening to this episode of Dice and Desire. We really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please leave us a review. Also, go check out our Instagram and Twitter pages. The handle for both is Dice and Desire. So, until next time, stay safe, adventurers.
Oh, there, sailor. Yes, I'm talking to you. Do you yearn for high seas adventure and piratical mayhem at the roll of a D20?
Yes, I'll just toss you your shirt.
Very sassy.
No, I drink beer and I fart in my sleep.
Now that I've got your attention with sex...
Welcome to my pub, the Wizard's Sleeve.
It's still a cow that I'm gonna get in a bag. Do you know how big a cow is?
Don't put gold in your ass. That's not the catchphrase we were looking for.
It is one that we often use at this group,
Enough
though.
about where you keep your secret stuff.
It's not in my anus. Stop it.
and sign your name in blood. Join the Rovers and your crew on their adventures every Wednesday, wherever you find podcasts.